Good. Natural killer T cells, we won't stop to talk about. This is not the natural killers we talked about in the innate response. These are quite different, but needn't be of concern to you now. The follicular B helper cell is an interesting cell. Again, it's an add-on for you. You can have a look and see whether or not it's of any value. I don't think you're going to need to know about it this year. It will come up in future courses. So if I get hold of you again, you're going to need to know this stuff. So the T cell notes that you should, in fact, be interested in. The T cell receptor, and I'm not sure I should have surface immunoglobulin here because that's a B cell molecule, but I'm telling you that just in case. The T cell receptor and the surface immunoglobulin are formed randomly. And it's not in response to any antigen because you're still in utero and sterile because amniotic fluid is sterile. The early Ts are double positive, as I sort of indicated to you already. Before they mature, they're both CD4 positive as helper and CD8 positive as killer. But when they finally mature, they're either 4 or 8, but not both, except with malignancy. All right so far? Good. Mature or maturing T cells are either 4 or 8. Good, we're fine there. I'll leave the 4 and 5 with you. That's not a problem. Clonal selection. That we're going to talk about next day. I've told you that there are roughly a bit. Yes?
Just to be sure, what are three T cells? Where do they mature?
They mature in the lymph node. They mature in the lymph node. So they've gone from the stem cell to the lymph node after they've B and T, different zones. Okay? We talked about that earlier. We have 1 billion antibodies and probably 1 billion T helper cells and T cytotoxic cells. What happens if we leave them alone? Most of the stuff is anti-you. You've made antibody to yourself. You've made T cells that are anti-self. So the important phenomenon is that with clonal selection, you either keep or remove cells that are dangerous. So in fact, 95% of all the T cells made in the thymus during intrauterine life never leave that organ. They're destroyed in situ because they have a potential for being anti-self. And you don't want that. And the only ones you keep are the ones that can see MHC class II molecules and see the peptide that's foreign